promo code ORANGE for free entry.
Your San Francisco Giants looking to record their second sweep this homestand. The final game of a 3-game series versus the Padres set to take place very shortly. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and today is a day to celebrate. To say, hey kid, Willie Mays is 84 years young. Throughout the broadcast, we're going to look back at moments celebrating his baseball career. Right now, one of the most significant moments in his career, if not the greatest moment. Game 1 of the 1954 series. It's known as the Catch. Hall of Famer Jack Brickhouse has the call. It is our Togo's big play, the Togo's way.
There's a long drive way back in center field, way back, it is Willie Mays just brought this crowd to its feet with a catch, which must have been an optical illusion to a lot of people.
A very happy birthday to Willie Mays. All right, game 3 getting set to start very shortly. Chris Heston's on the hill for your Giants. He's going to go against Ian Kennedy. Lineups, first pitch, Kruk and Kipe, all coming your way. Stay with us.
Final game of this series. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Admission is free. Visit online for park hours at beachboardwalk.com. 61 degrees here at the park. Light winds, humidity at 65%, and we've got a sunny day. Here's a lineup for the Padres who come into this game at 14 and 14. It'll be Myers, Spangenberg, and Kemp. Upton will hit in the 4 slot. Then it's Yonder Alonso, and he's had good numbers on the road. Jerko is going to hit 6th, and it's Amarista, the rookie. Austin Hedges, he'll hit 8th, and Ian Kennedy will pitch in bat 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be Chris Heston, who has really been a great story for the Giants. Heston, 6'3", 195-pounder. He's 27 years of age. This is his rookie year, and this is what he's done in 5 starts: 2-2 with a 2.51 ERA. 38 base runners and 32 in the third, with 25 strikeouts against 7 walks. And how does he do it? Well, he's got a low 90s, high 80, low 90s sinker. He will cut the ball on occasions. He's got kind of a slurvy breaking ball, but it's quick, and a changeup. And when he's right, you're going to see a lot of ground balls. If you're an infielder behind Chris Heston, be on your toes. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Heston today for the Giants, starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Aoki, Pagan, and Maxwell. Maxwell with the best arm in right field. Crawford and Duffy on the left side. Joe Panik joined by Brandon Belt on the right side, and Andrew Susak. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs as Buster Posey gets a day off today. And it is Willie Mays' birthday. You saw that young man with the sign says he shares his birthday with Willie Mays. Well, that's very cool to be able to say.
Well, happy birthday to both of you.
And there are those signs.
So here's Will Myers as he will bat first. Myers, Spangenberg, Kemp. Home umpire is holding things up. Now Myers steps in. Heston ready to throw the first pitch of the ball game. And here it is. And it's a call strike. So 12:45 right on time. Swing and a miss. 0-2 to Myers, hitting .261. 4 home runs, 17 driven in. Is one or make that 0 for 3 in the series. Did not play in the game yesterday. And the first breaking ball from Heston, 1-2.
Good strike zone today for pitchers. Gabe Morales played umpire. He's a low ball umpire, and that favors a guy who throws a lot of low strikes with sinkers. And he's an umpire that will look for strikes. Good pitcher zone.
Heston was the only starter for the Giants that did not start a game when the Giants were in San Diego. So this is his first start this year against the Padres. And this is driven into left. That's going to be a base hit. Aoki's going to get to it. And this game starts off with a leadoff single. Like Myers kind of dug that one out of his hands. So he's aboard with decent speed, and here's Spangenberg. Spangenberg, a left-handed hitter. And he taps this one foul.
Spangenberg will bunt. Now Duffy taking away that bunt, playing even on the grass over third. Expect the Padres to come out. They've been shut out twice in a row, and they have the team that has scored more runs in the National League than anybody. So being shut out 2 days in a row, you can understand they're not sleeping that good.
Heston at the belt, and a shot into right field, a base hit. Myers is going to put on the brakes, so it's first and second with nobody out. They're making some noise here right off the bat. And here comes the big fellas.
I always thought that sinker ballers had a little vulnerability in the first inning, trying to calm the adrenaline hit you get starting a game. You can be a little bit up and elevate your location with the sinkers. That's when they're hittable. or you can simply throw too hard and throw through your sink. And that adrenaline wears off and you settle down, and that's when you can control the knee-high location of that strike zone and below. And right now, that's what Heston has to do. He's got to get that ball down, try and get that ball on the ground.
Kemp hitting .297. And a curveball for a strike. Mike mentioned the home plate umpire, Gabe Morales. The veteran Joe West at first, then Kerwin Danley at second, and Rob Drake at third. The Padres coming into this game had 6 hits in this series, and they've got 2 already here in the first. Outside and low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Justin Upton to follow, and then Yonder Alonso. Myers with his lead at second. And a strike, 1 and 2.
Nice little backdoor sinker at 90, wrapping around that outside corner.
Well, has he saved anything for Kemp?
Yeah, I mean, the way that the sink is right now, all he has to do in this pitch with both the sinker or the slider is try and throw this below the strike zone. He's ahead in the count 1-2. You don't want to miss up here. If you miss, you're going to miss down below the zone. That's the goal.
Aoki puts it away, 1 out.
Good pitch. And really, when you think about it, I mean, Heston's got the advantage on these Padres. They don't know him. So they're kind of learning here in this first at bat. So breaking ball, throws it down at the base of the strike zone, and he gets Kemp reaching. Still not a great location with that breaking ball. They set that target away, and he missed middle in. Guys with power, you don't want to miss middle in.
If that's a little more up, I think we got trouble.
Yeah.
Here's Upton hitting right at 300. He's got 7 home runs. Got 21 driven in. And a strike on the outside corner.
You've seen a lot of breaking balls right now, and I think there's a reason for that from Andrew Susac, who's calling the pitches. I think that Heston is just overthrowing the sink right now, and he's up because of it. And I think that's why Susac is fearful of it, and he's staying away from it. Eventually, he's going to have to come back to it, and hopefully they can get a ground ball with it. That's the goal. Another one up.
So Heston rubs up the baseball. Trying to pitch through 2 singles back to back here in the first. Nope, close. It's 2-1.
That's a good pitch, though. I mean, that's where he wants to be. I mean, he did not miss by much, but the location height-wise was perfect. That's where he's going to get the ball hit into the ground.
Two balls and 1 strike. Nope, 3-1.
And this becomes a big pitch. I mean, you don't want to give up that third base with less than 2 outs by way of the walk. Just missing a little bit, and you can see the concern on the face of Bruce Bochy. He's thinking those pitches are looking pretty good from his perspective over there in the third base dugout.
Well, they're not.
Oh, I believe they're being called correctly.
And the walk. So the last 3 pitches didn't miss by much.
I think, though, if you're Susac, you have no fear calling that sinker now because he's starting to zero in down around the knees.
I agree.
One thing that we have liked about Heston is that he brings a calm to a game quickly. Once that adrenaline wears off him, he doesn't rattle. He can focus on the pitch he's throwing. And he holds his concentration well. But right now he's going to get tested.
So here's Alonso. And he hits a little pop-up out of play. Alonso hitting at .333, a home run, 9 driven in. See what the Padres done in this series. They rank second overall, but in this series they're 0 for 14. Alonso did not start in game 1 or game 2 of the series. It was Solarte.
Hey, Kipes here.
Bouncing ball, Crawford could be a pair. Shovels it to Panic. Panic to Belt, double play. And getting out of the way was Joe Panic. And just like that, Heston walks off the mound. Lineup that Ian Kennedy will be facing. Giants come in 14 and 13. It'll be Aoki, Panic, and Pagan. Belt will be the cleanup hitter. Then Brandon Crawford, who's been red hot, followed by Maxwell, Susac, and Duffy. And Heston will pitch and bat ninth.
On the hill today for the Padres will be the veteran right-hander Ian Kennedy. Kennedy, 30 years old, 6-year veteran, 6 feet tall, 200-pounder. This is his 4th start. 1-1 with a 7.11 ERA, 19 base runners in 12 2/3. And when you take your at-bats against Ian Kennedy, I mean, you have to be aware of a couple things. He is a finesse guy, but he's got good velocity in the fastball. You'll see low to mid-90s with velocity in the fastball, 2 to 4 seam movement. He will sink the ball, cut the ball, curveball, slider, changeup, throw anything at you. He'll throw it at any time. And he's very good at elevating fastballs. He understands the fastball very well. Great command of it.
Here's Aoki, who takes a strike, hitting at .291. .291 because he took an 0 for 5 last night, and he didn't take many of those, if ever. That's a bit high. Panic and then Pagan.
Kennedy 9 and 4 against the Giants lifetime with a 2.48 ERA, so he has always had good success against San Francisco.
On the ground, and a one-hopper to Spangenberg, who throws him out.
Let's take a look at the play that ended for the Padres in the top of the first. And Kite, tell us about what's going on with Panic.
You know, because no one's holding on the runner, and the runner runs pretty good, and he's got some weight behind it. It's going to be tough. As my dad used to say, only the parents of the second baseman never see the play at first.
And everything that Upton did there was clean. Good hard baseball.
So here's Panic. Panic takes outside for a ball, 1-0.
Let's take a look at our Exmo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer, and you can see just how close it was to tearing up that ankle. He just did get his foot up, but it was the perfect scenario to really big time knee trouble as well. I mean, his foot almost got caught between the base and Upton.
Popped him up. It'll be Jerko.
take a look at the Padres defense playing behind Kennedy, starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Upton, Myers, and Kemp. Good arms across the board in the outfield. Amarista and Spangenberg on the left side. Jerko and Alonso on the right side. Austin Hedges getting his first big league start. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's Pagan, who is in the lineup. The Giants will watch Pagan very carefully to see if he can stay in the lineup. He was stepped on his finger in the game on Monday.
Watch the left heel of Panic get right there, caught behind the base, and he just gets it up. I mean, that easily could have been a knee. That's scary.
Call back.
And I promise I won't make you look at that again, partner. I mean, you went through that very same thing, and you got ACL. But the stars were lined up there for a bad injury, and Panic escaped it.
1 ball and 1 strike. On the ground to third. He takes a big hop for Spangenberg, and that'll end the inning. 9-pitch inning for Kennedy. We've played 1. It's 0-0. On Willie Mays. He said he used to think if the score was 5-0, he'd hit a 5-run home run. And you know what? If you were born and raised and Willie Mays was your idol, I really believe you would think he could hit a 5-run home run. So here's Jed Jerko, who takes a strike. I used to think Hank Aaron could hit a 5-run home run.
I was a Frank Howard guy.
Oh, he could hit a 6-run home run as big as he was.
It seemed like it.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Heston comes right out, establishes the knees. Just a little thing like adrenaline can raise a ball, and that's why I think sinker ballers are so vulnerable early in a ball game until that burns off.
Jerko off to a slow start, 164. Got him. All right, for the first time today, but not the last. Let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, Dwayne and Mike, update for fans. Angel Pagan back in the lineup today, but that left middle finger that was spiked on Monday night is still sore, but he told Bruce Bochy that he really did want to play. He was ready to play. They are keeping an eye on it, though, because the location of the laceration does make it hard to grip his bat. And quickly, Jake Peavy set to throw a bullpen on Friday, and then the Giants will make a decision on him as to whether or not he will start a rehab. Guys?
I didn't know. Yeah, I think that's good news, Amy.
I think that's semi-good scoopage.
Here's Amarista. Maurice, it takes just a bit inside. He was 0 for 3 last night. Here he bounces this one foul. One and two. On the ground, foul again. On deck is Austin Hedges. Got down the right field line. Ken Walling.
Ken Walling, the old left-hander. Veteran ball dude.
Hit up the middle. Crawford from his knees. Not in time. And Maurice had to earn it. And Crawford made him earn it.
Great effort there from Brandon Crawford. There is a bit of redundancy when you start talking about Crawford because he does something like this every day that is extraordinary. Just too much foot speed from Amarista, but A for effort. And they didn't miss him by a whole lot.
So here's Austin Hedges, who made his debut on Monday. And Hedges, as a pinch hitter, struck out. He's a rook, and he's very well thought of in this Padres organization. And he takes low.
You know, from a second baseman's perspective, what is it about Crawford that impresses you the most? Defensively.
I just, you know, the way he moves in both directions. It doesn't matter if it's to his right or it's to his left. I mean, you have to think that on every double play ball, he's got a chance to get it, and you got a chance to turn it. So in that regard, you have to stay on your toes. But look, he gets rid of the ball quickly. He's got a strong arm. He's athletic. And according to him, he was the greatest high school quarterback ever. Double play ball. Only Heston just knocks it down. He'll recover and throw out. Hedges.
Well, if you're looking for the ideal gift for a friend or family member that is graduating, check out the Giants graduation pack. It includes tickets to 2 games, plus a commemorative class of 2015's Giants cap with an SF tassel. Packs start as low as $45. For more information on the graduation pack, visit sfgiants.com/minipack.
Here's Kennedy, who's 0 for 3 on the season. Her ball that misses to Kennedy. 1 ball and no strikes.
He can swing a little bit. Has a home run in the big leagues. That's instant credibility.
And this got Susak, I think, on the foot.
It sounded leathery.
That never sounds good.
Two-seamer just bottoming out. Hits the top of it right into the toe. And Buster Posey having a day off. Can understand that feeling.
So it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Ian Kennedy. Now the runner goes. Susak's going to eat it, and it'll be a stolen base for Amarista. It's his first of the year.
Well, that's one of those stolen bases that you cannot get thrown out. Watch the jump. With a pitcher up there, you cannot get thrown out and have that pitcher lead off next inning. So he has to know he can get it.
And I think he did. 2-2 now to Kennedy.
And the only advantage you're really getting is if there's a wild pitch or a pass ball. A lot of people believe that the the reward is not worth the risk.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Heston, and for the Giants, Brandon Belt will bat first.
In 1970, when Willie Mays steps up to take an at-bat. Let's listen to the Hall of Famer Russ Hodges tell us all about it.
0-2, Wegener delivers. Mays hits it into left field. There goes number 3,000. Willie Mays gets his 3,000th base hit.
Hit number 3,000 for Willie Mays, and it came in a 10-1 victory that the Giants had against the Expos that day. The hit came off of Mike Wegener. That's our AT&T U-verse rewind.
Here's Belt. Belt, Crawford, Maxwell. Overshift is on, and a strike and an off-speed pitch. High pop-up. Shallow right field. It's Kemp. And here's Crawford. Crawford at 262. He's got 5 home runs. He's got 15 runs batted in. Against Kennedy, 8 for 33, 3 doubles and a triple. In the left center field, Meyer is moving over and under, and he'll make the catch. 2 outs. And here's Maxwell. Arizona and Colorado today. We're watching that game, and the weather looks pretty good. They've been rained out the last 2 games, so today's a doubleheader. Arizona leading that first game 4-0. That game in the 4th inning. Trumbo is at a home run. Here's Maxwell. Low to Maxwell, hitting at 246. 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. Done a nice job in the absence of Hunter Pence. And when we say nice job, all over the place, running the bases, playing right field. He's a terrific kid. He's great in the clubhouse. And the 2-0. And a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, he clearly has taken the opportunity, and he has shown Bruce Bochy that he is a guy that needs to play, and he can help. That's the thing about injuries. I mean, they're inevitable. You play 6 months, guys are going to get hurt. They're going to spend some time on the disabled list. It will provide opportunity for guys who have been designated for the bench. Now all of a sudden they're playing every day, and you can really create more playing time for yourself by getting hot, and you get the opportunity.
Little dribbler that Kennedy is going to glove an underhand, and that'll end the inning. So another 9-pitch inning, 18 total now for Kennedy. Top of the order coming up for the Padres.
Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Yeah, you're looking for the best coverage of Giants baseball. Log on to csnbarea.com as insider Alex Pavlovich provides wire-to-wire reporting of the 2015 season. Breaking news, video, special features, only on csnbarea.com. Here's Myers. And a strike to Myers, who singled in the first inning. Myers, Spangenberg, Kemp. On the ground, foul. Squirts past Duffy down the left field line, where our fans usually bring their gloves, and sometimes I think they enjoy the celebration more than the ball itself.
It's all about the celebration. Ball, well, it's a ball, but a celebration now.
Got him. Little elevation.
Hey, in honor of Metallica Day and the band's visit to AT&T Park, the Giants are releasing an all-new Metallica-themed clothing line. The collection includes men and women's T-shirts, sweatshirts, and novelty items, and they're all available in 11 Giant Dugout stores around the Bay Area. Or you can order online at sfgiants.com/Metallica.
Here's Spangenberg, who kicks wide. And a base hit for Spangenberg, his second of the game. And Heston just asked Susek to come on out. He needed to talk to him.
Elevation. with the two-seamer. And up around, well, the higher you go with the two-seam fastball, the more you lose sync and the more you get fade. You're always going to get some kind of movement. But the higher it goes, the flatter the movement. The flatter the movement, the easier it is to hit. And for Spangenberg, he is seeing Chris Heston quite well. 2 ups, 2 hits. And he can steal a base.
Kemp hit a fly ball to left in the first inning. Spangenberg does not have a steal this year. He's been thrown out once. Swing and a miss. No balls in 1 strike. I think Kemp may have gone up there looking for that pitch. We saw it a number of times in his first at bat.
Well, he definitely had an idea. The first time he saw Heston in this game is the first time he's seen Heston. So he got a little education in that first at bat.
And another one, and this may be hit into the gap. It is. Spangenberg is probably going to score from first, and Kemp's got a double, and it's 1-0 Padres. You're not going to trick a big league hitter too many times.
No, you can't make mistakes up with breaking balls. This got a little lazy on him. And that's just a hanger right out there at the belt. This is the first run that the Padres have scored in this 3-game series. And it's an easy score for Spangenberg, who saw that ball was going to be in the gap quickly.
So the Padres jump out in front. It's 1-0. And here's Upton. Upton drew a walk in the first.
The thing we haven't seen yet from Heston has been the changeup. 2 types of fastball and his breaking ball. And that's been pretty much go get him.
Upton with a swing in a minute.
Sitting in a fastball count, looking for a fastball, and then getting the fastball and swinging through the fastball. That'll definitely make you step out and have a conversation with yourself. And it's a real simple question you ask yourself: how did I miss that?
He's back with a breaking ball. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Giants pitchers had laid out 29 consecutive scoreless innings, and all ended with the 1-out double from Matt Kemp. So, finish the inning and start a new streak, but minimize the damage here.
Two balls and a strike.
These teaser breaking balls are just kind of scraping the outside of the corner, falling out of the zone, and up and spitting on him.
First base is open. Three and two.
Upton's one of those hitters that he will chase, but when he lays off the balls out of the strike zone, look out. I mean, you really have to make good location pitches.
And the walk.
I think he pitched him perfectly with an open base. I do.
Only the second walk, and both walks issued to Upton. So here's Yonder Alonso, and with the bases loaded in the first, he bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. Down low, 1-0.
A lot of pitches here for Heston. Should be 45 or less at the end of the third inning. Next pitch he throws is going to be 50, so he's a little bit above where he needs to be. And Andrew Susac, sensing a bit of a problem, coming out to have a chat.
So it's 1-0 to Yonder Alonso. And Heston maybe a little worried about Kemp.
Yeah, just vary your looks. I mean, you can't get predictable with one thing. If you're coming set, looking one time, turning and going, and you're doing it consecutive 3 or 4 times, the guy's going to time you and go. Give 2 looks one time, 3 looks one time. That breaks the rhythm.
There's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Really, sometimes you can come up and give a no look. We've seen that be effective, but it's just don't be predictable with what you do. Don't let him time your rhythm. And Kemp's a smart base runner. I mean, if he thinks he gets an edge out there, he'll take advantage of it.
On the ground and past the diving Crawford. That's going to score Kemp. The throw to third is going to be late, and it's 2-0. Good base running by Upton.
That's going to bring out Dave Righetti. Try and calm the waters of Chris Heston. Heston got the ground ball. There was a slight pull in the infield. They moved Crawford towards the bag of second and opened up a little bit of room there between third and short. And Alonso punches a hole right through that side of the infield. And this message from Righetti is going to be simply, look, you're getting the ground ball, just get another one. Just get us out of an inning.
So Righetti departs. Jerko struck out in his only at bat. And here he shoots one to right field for a base hit. And Upton's going to score, and it's 3-0.
That's a nice adjustment there from Jerko, who in his first at bat struck out against Heston. And I don't think he was thinking about anything other than right field in this at bat. Two-seamer, get it in first pitch, nice inside-out approach. I mean, he's thinking right field, knows the movement. He saw it his first at bat. Really let that ball travel and get deep to him. Served it into right field.
So here's Amarista. Amarista down the left field line. That's a base hit. Aoki's going to cut it off. Coming in to score is Alonso, and it's 4-0.
That's about time for a little red alert for the Giants dugout. With all the great starting pitching the Giants have had, they've got a rested bullpen. And with that said, Mark Gardner heading down to the bullpen. Marista looking for a sinker, getting it. And again, opposite field hitting. It's been very, very good by the Padres. Nice play through from Aoki to prevent that ball from getting down the corner.
So here's Hedges. Padres almost as if they're taking their frustration out in this series here in the 3rd inning. Hedges hit one back to Heston in the 2nd, and here he swings and misses, another than 2. On the ground up the middle, and it's a base hit. And coming in to score will be Jerko, and now it's 5-0.
That's the first big league hit for Austin Hedges. First hit, first RBI.
So here's the pitcher, Kennedy.
The old exchange ball, throw it in the stands, Deke.
Kennedy tries to bunt and pulls the bat back. And Kennedy pulls the bat back. It's 2-0.
You know, it's tough to have a bad inning in this modern era of baseball because Chris Heston, they have his ERA up there on the board. He started the game with a 2.51 ERA, and he looked up there now, and they figured the ERA is as the game goes on. It says 3.63.
There's a strike. Well, you know what? It's better this way because in our era, we had to try to figure it out while we were actually playing.
You know, and I know guys that can figure out their batting average from home to first base when they got a hit or when they made an out.
So Heston not himself today. It's 3-1.
He's one pitch away from getting out of this ball game. If you watch Kennedy, he is gone. George Contos is ready.
A lot of time left in this game. I mean, you just really can't let it get away from you. That's why this pitch has to be a strike. And it's popped up, and Susak's going to make the catch. And here's Myers, who's got a chance to make 2 outs in 1 inning.
Is he thinking about that sitting in the box?
Absolutely. He struck out to open up the inning. Outside and low, 1 ball and no strikes. Two and out. Sometimes the game is easier, other times not so.
It's been a laborious inning. The next pitch he'll throw will be number 30 in the inning. For a sinker ball, he gets a lot of at-bats determined 3 pitches or less. It has not been that case today. long time holding the ball was Chris Heston. Can't blame Myers for stepping out there. Not every umpire would have given it. It was late.
So it's 3-0 to Myers. 9 hits in the game for the Padres. Pagan, side retired. 5 runs in the inning. Susac, Duffy, Heston coming up.
Bay Area is brought to you by Momo's, a San Francisco tradition.
Giants have some work to do. It's 5-0. Take a look at the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a walk along. Is that inside the park?
It is.
Here's Susac. Susac takes a strike. Giants 6 up, 6 down. Susac, Duffy, and then Heston. Outside to Susac, who's hitting at 286. He's got a home run, 2 runs batted in. He's 0 for 6 lifetime against Kennedy.
And Kennedy's got 5 runs to play with here. You shouldn't see any walks from Kennedy. Not with a 5-run lead. Kennedy has above average command anyway. If you give him 5 runs, I mean, he was definitely going to get in that strike zone early and get on top of you.
In the dirt to Susac. Here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him.
Change up. And a good one. Let's think about Kennedy. I mean, everything that he can do to a baseball, all the movements that he can put on a baseball, he will throw in a 3-2 count.
So here's Duffy. Duffy hitting 241. A couple of hits last night. And he takes a strike. No, I think if you're a pitcher, you got to like Gabe Morales.
Yeah, he's a good pitcher's umpire. He looks for strikes.
Two.
You get an umpire back there that you know looks for strikes like Morales. Work quick.
One and two.
You know, you just get umpire's mind that I'm going to be around the plate, I'm going to throw strikes, and he'll start looking for them. If you're all over the place, he's going to anticipate you throwing a ball. I mean, it's just the way that he looks prior to a pitch. It's human nature.
And Duffy with a base hit to left field, the first in the game for the Giants. And Heston's going to hit.
Nice two-strike approach. Now, normally, if you're a below-average hitting pitcher, you're going to get the bunt sign here with 1 out, down 5-0. But with Heston, it's a little different. He's not a below-average hitting pitcher. So there's no guarantee that he's going to bunt.
And the pitch is high, 1-0. He's 1 for 13, but I don't think that really tells the story about Heston. He's a pretty good hitter. There's a strike to even the count. Nori to follow. We're in the 3rd inning. In the top of this inning, the Padres scored 5 times on 6 hits and a walk. And the bunt. And it's a good bunt. And Kennedy will throw out Heston. So Duffy now in scoring position.
So Bochy, after seeing 2 pitches, says bunt him. Willie Mays uniforms all over the ballpark today. How about that hat?
That's pretty cool.
World Series trophy on his head.
He'd walk right into the Game of Thrones with that thing on.
Why not? That's a good one.
Aoki bounced out to 3rd. And he shoots it up the middle for a base hit. Here comes Duffy. Myers' throw is late. And now Aoki's going to be out at first. So when you're trailing by as many runs as the Giants, that's not something you want to do. But they're on the board. We'll head to the 4th.
and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Padres 5, Giants 1. We're in the 4th inning, and here's Corey Spangenberg. Spangenberg has a couple of hits off of Chris Heston. Taps this one slowly. Heston hits Spangenberg right in the back, and now they're going to call him out of the baseline.
Before it gets to first base, that is the call of the home plate umpire. And the home plate umpire, if he sees that runner inside the baseline on the infield side, if you hit him with a ball, he's out. Dave Roberts getting it verified from everybody, and see him inside the base pass on the grass side. You can't do that. So Heston puts it right between the shoulder blades.
Rob Dibble style.
Rob Dibble would do that automatically. I mean, really, we used to get taught that, especially with the men on base.
Well, the guy gets 2 hits off you. How do you get him back?
Like that. That's drilling a guy for free. Now, I'm not saying he did it on purpose.
Here's Kemp. Tries to hold up. It's no balls and 1 strike.
So how do you rule that? 1 unassisted?
I don't know. I just put out.
I mean, he gets up. I mean, that's on the spine.
Will he do it again? Nope.
I think he was thinking about it.
Go to Amy G.
All right, guys. Well, Mike, you said it last night. Ryan Vogelsong had a statement start, and about his outing, he said he just wanted to put the month of April behind him. It was his best outing of the season. He also shaved that beard about it. He said, well, if you give up 4 home runs in a game, it's probably time to go for it. Congratulations to Vogie. Great start last night, guys.
Thanks, Amy. Bruce Jenkins wrote an article this morning about the Giants, and he mentioned the beard of Vogelsong, but not just Vogelsong's beard, but the Duck Dynasty beards around the league.
It's unbelievable. Thank you, Brian Wilson.
And I think that I don't think Jenks is a big fan, to be honest with you. Maybe it's because he can't grow one.
I think you make a point. I've never seen Jenks with any kind of facial hair.
Upton takes a strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, you go around the league, there's at least one guy on every team that has the Duck Dynasty thing going. Breaking ball for a strike, 2-2. Maybe not the Yankees.
No, there'd be no facial hair in the Yankees.
Foul back. I think you can have a mustache. I think it has to be above the chin.
Just Marine rules.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Upton's walked twice. It hurt Heston in the 3rd because Upton eventually scored.
Yeah, Upton just has not gone out of the strike zone fishing.
3-2 hook, and that's the 3rd time he's walked. Here's Alonso. Alonso's 1 for 2. By the way, in that first game in Colorado, things not going well for the Rockies. It's 9-2 Arizona. I guess if you're the Rockies in that ballpark, that doesn't mean that much. But on the other hand, you start to think about game 2, which should start a little later.
Now, that's a game where you can just lose an ERA. If you're coming out of that bullpen, they have to get you through the lineup. You've got to pitch 3 innings just to preserve the bullpen for the second game. And you can take some ugly lumps. There used to always be a guy on the staff that used to wear a D on his hat. He was the duration man.
Line drive fair down the right field line. We'll see if Maxwell can keep Upton from scoring, and they're going to hold him up. And that was probably wise.
That's a great play right there.
That was a nice play by Maxwell.
Giants catch a break because it hit the wall and kind of carry him back into the playing field. But Maxwell has to take a deep route here because he doesn't know, running towards the foul line, if the ball's going to hit the fence. He has to anticipate it getting down deep towards the foul pole. Now he adjusts his route and he comes in with a bare hand, and he's got a good arm. And once Glenn Hoffman, the third base coach for the Padres, saw that throw, he put the brakes on Upton.
Here's Jerko. Jerko pops this one up. Pagan sees it and catches it. So Heston is going to get out of this mini mess. Panic. Pagan Belt coming up. Feeling well that day. Well, he hits 4 home runs. He hit 2 off of Lou Burdette. Seth Moorhead, he hit one off in the third, and then our old friend Don McMahon gave up his 4th. Mays was 4 for 5, 8 RBIs, and was on deck in the 9th after Jim Davenport grounded out to end the inning. Story today in the paper was Joey Amalfitano kind of talked him into the lineup that day, and he used Amalfitano's bat. So here's Panic. Panic takes a strike. Panic popped out in the first inning. Pagan to follow, and then Belt.
Hey, ice cream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream.
Yeah, they got more security guards for that ice cream than they do have for the president.
Well, if you're an ice cream lover, I understand that.
Either that or they're trying to talk this young lady out of one of those. There's a shot up the middle and a base hit, and it almost hits Kerwin Danley, and Panic is aboard.
The Giants were able to answer 1 run in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and there was significance in that after the 5 spot was put up on the board by the Padres. Just by the answer, just 1 run, you're letting them know that you haven't gone away. You're out there. And here a leadoff single from Panic, and just I guarantee that things chirked up a little bit in that Giants dugout. Giants are a confident team right now. And they're not going to let a 5-run inning slow them down. They believe in that offense.
Pagan is 0 for 1. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike.
You take out strike one, no way Pagan's going to go up there looking for that curveball. I just haven't seen many of them thrown today by Kennedy. And he does that as good as anybody in the division. Mix that first pitch up.
On the ground, nice play by Spangenberg. That's one, and there's no chance. But that was a terrific play.
Well, you're right. I mean, Spangenberg is playing in on the grass, respecting that Pagan just might try and bunt. Nice opposite field approach. We've seen it a lot. And Spangenberg, good quickness to his left. And from his knees, tries to start a double play. Took a hit away is what he did.
Here's Belt. Belt popped out to right field in the second.
And just missed it, by the way.
The ball's in one strike. Pagan on the year has 3 steals. Outside to Belt, 1 ball and 1 strike.
See the get back. No contest there for Pagan.
Like he's bleeding through that wrap.
He really had a pretty substantial finger injury in game 1 of the series when he got stepped on the play at second base. It has not been comfortable. He had every intention of playing yesterday, and his name was in the lineup, but when he took batting practice, just too uncomfortable. It's going to take a while for that thing to heal.
Outside and low to Belt, 2-2. Giants trying to scratch and claw back into this one. They're not the type of team that are going to just go out and bang 3 or 4 home runs to get back in it. Two balls, 2 strikes. Belt fouls it back and out of play. He got another fastball.
This was the play we're talking about. Watch the left hand on the ground. Jed Jerko comes up and with his left heel steps on the tip of the finger, and it lit it up right away.
Belt drives one to right. Nobody's there. It is off the bricks. They're going to hold up Pagan, and that'll put runners at second and third. A double for Belt.
And a 2-strike count. Knuckle curveball right down around the knees, and he goes down and beats a pretty good pitch. Had a little height on it. Just missed knocking it out of here. Good read by Pagan, and he's thinking score right here. And that's how you stop quickly. Easier on your knees.
Here's Crawford. And Crawford takes low.
Crawford, the Giants' leading RBI guy, stepping in. 15 on the year.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good changeup.
Crawford knows this. He's going to get Kennedy's best right now.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, a strikeout situation, running at third, less than 2 outs. And that's what Kennedy's pitching for. Kennedy will go into the windup with runners in second, third. A lot of guys go on the stretch. He prefers the windup. He has that option.
This is not going to do it, as that got in on Crawford. 2 outs. Right now you consider Crawford an RBI guy, and that ticks off RBI guys.
Well, indeed, a runner at third, less than 2 outs. You're thinking all I got to do is get a medium flat ball to the outfield deep enough, and I got myself an RBI. And really, all you have to do is hit a ground ball in the middle of the infield. Padres are laying back. They're trying to stay out of the crooked number inning. I'll give you one to stay away from 2 or 3.
Well, Maxwell, let's see if he can come through with 2 outs. Fouls it back, and it's 0-1.
It is the way you pick up your teammate. Maxwell gets hit here. The pop-up from Crawford's forgotten. Just pounding that outside corner with everything. Sinkers, cutters. They're with a big curve ball there.
Outside, 1-2. Well, sometimes you almost have to give up that inside part of the plate to say, you know what, if he throws it in there, I'm in trouble. Nope, 2-2. Good pitch though.
Again, away. Just reaching back and cutting right through that outside corner. There has to be at least a suggestion to the inside corner here. The whole at bat has gone away. The previous entire at bat went away.
There's Belt. Belt is at second. McGowan went to third on Belt's double. 2-2. They're going in. And he fouled it back.
And there was a fastball. And that's what Kennedy does so well. I mean, he can corner pitch as good as anybody. And really throw darts at 92 miles an hour with the fastball on 2 types of movement.
Two and 2. In again. Pulls it foul. Tell you what, Maxwell's doing a pretty good job of getting it out of that area that is tough to hit if you're a tall hitter, and he is a tall hitter.
Get out of my kitchen. Whatever side of the plate you're going right now, you're saying, if I miss, I want to miss off the plate. I don't want to miss in the strike zone. I got a base to play with here. See something right down the middle, that's a mistake. He walks him, no big deal.
And he got him, and that'll end the inning. Giants waste an opportunity. We'll head to the 5th. It's 5-1 Padres.
package will include a ticket to the game versus the Dodgers and a Travis Ishikawa bobblehead with a sound chip that has John Miller's call of Travis' historic NLCS home run. Reminder, to get the Ishikawa bobblehead, you need to purchase the Japanese Night Special Event ticket. And you go to sfgiants.com/special events to do that.
So here's Amarista. Amarista opens up the inning with a base hit, and this is probably going to be more than a single. That is the 11th hit off of Heston as Amarista's at second base.
Amarista not fooled by anything that he has seen today from Heston. This is going to be Heston's last inning. I mean, he's due to bat third in the bottom of the fifth for the Giants. Which you would love to be able to get him through this inning without going to his pen. But Rochi's got it protect against a big inning here. And with that said, George Cantos heading down the Giants bullpen.
So here's Hedges, who had his first big league hit in the third. And he takes high and in, 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. The third inning where the Padres scored all their runs. They did it with 6 hits and a walk, 5 singles, a double. Here's a strike to make it 2 balls and 1 strike. Kennedy is on deck. Breaking ball foul back. It looked like Hedges was too fooled by that breaking ball.
No, you're right. He definitely had a time with his lower body.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Amarista at second. 5-1 Padres.
Heston pitching for that strikeout. They're at second, nobody out. Does not want to give up that 90 feet. He's got to pay attention to Amarista, who can steal.
Curveball, and he's got him.
So he got what he was looking for.
There's the big fist. Here's Kennedy. Kennedy is 0 for 2. Amarista stole third in the second inning, so you're right. They have to keep an eye on.
I mean, if you're a base stealer and you've already stolen off a guy and you know his move, at least you feel like you have him timed. Runner at second base at 1 out. I mean, that's a steal situation.
On the ground to Crawford, who gets a tricky hop, but he stays with it. Kennedy's retired. Amarista to third. And here's Myers. Myers, in the eyes of the Giants, was the most valuable player in the third inning because he made 2 outs in that inning. And he rolls this one to third for Duffy. Duffy on the belt, and that'll end the inning. So the wasted leadoff double by Amarista, and Heston pitches out of that mess. And here at the ballpark, we're going to now check in with Rennell Brooks-Moon. Rennell.
Great game of baseball. Our very own Hall of Famer, Mr. Willie Mays. Yes. Now, Willie is watching from his home right now on Comcast Sportsnet. So please, if you would, join me now and let's sing along and wish a very, very happy birthday to the one and only, the Hall of Famer, the Say Hey Kid. Here we go, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Willie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Willie. We love you.
Well, great, outstanding. Our folks here at the ballpark singing happy birthday to Willie Mays, who's watching at home.
All right, time now for our Ford Right Choice. As we look back at the unbelievable career of the, well, some believe the greatest baseball player that ever lived. And he could do it all. And he used to do it with the happiness of a young child, the way he played. 660 lifetime homers. And he brought a franchise from New York to San Francisco and made a brand new city fall in love with the way he played the game. Happy birthday, Willie Mays.
And we'd like having you around, so stick around for a while, will you?
That's a Ford Right Choice.
So here's Susak to lead things off. Susak, Duffy, and then Heston.
Happy birthday to me and Willie. All right. I'll check that spelling though.
Check the math too. Susak struck out in the third. Pops this one out of play. Well, supposedly the day off. Also had a pretty long run without days off. Mixed in a few days at first base.
Well, day after day, then 4 against Miami, and then a day off Monday as the Giants will then travel to Houston to start their 6-game road trip to Houston and Cincinnati.
2-2 to Susak.
There's Buster. So what do you do when you get a day off from the squat? Well, you go on the bench and you sit in the squat. Catchers.
Susak. Susak's not picking up Kennedy. He's now 0 for 8 lifetime.
How many strikeouts?
I don't have that right in front of me, but I can get it for you. So here's Duffy. Five.
Yeah, he's not seeing him.
Duffy singled and scored in the third inning. Arizona 11, Colorado 2, 6th inning. Oh, 1 to Duffy.
Look out.
On deck is Casey McGee. Casey McGee's old team comes into town tomorrow night.
Miami Marlins for 4.
And we'll also see Michael Morris, who is been put on the bench by Mike Redmond, the Marlins manager. But he'll be a happy boy tomorrow. He's getting his World Series ring. And it'll be good to see him. He was a good Giant.
He was a great Giant. I remember the home run he had to tie the score when the Giants were taking on the Cardinals. Game 5 of the NLCS.
Yeah, it allowed Ishikawa to get his own bobblehead.
Yes, indeed he did.
2-2 pitch. Duffy fouls it to the backstop.
And then in Game 7, he was the guy that came up with the base hit that was the difference in the game. Off a guy that was not easy to even make contact with. So Michael Morris, I mean, he definitely left memories in the minds of Giants fans that'll last forever.
Duffy up the middle. Amarista dives and can't get it, and Duffy's 2 for 2. And McGee's getting pulled back, and it's going to be Hector Sanchez. So Hector's going to hit. Hey, Bryce Harper hit 3 home runs today.
How about that for the Washington Nationals? Nationals won that ball game 7-5, a 3 home run day. We saw the one, and it was a Mongo shot. By that base hit that Duffy just had right there, he kept himself in the game. He makes it out there, he's probably going to get double switched.
So here's Sanchez, and he takes a strike. Sidearm throw to first, Duffy back. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. Sanchez numbers against Kennedy 0 for 5 with a strikeout. Just inside 1 and 2.
Good pitch right there. Some umpires say see you later.
Sanchez could get a check swing double down the third base line.
I mean, it just looks so inviting over there. I mean, parked 2 Beacons trucks over there. Ooh. Again, Kennedy going right to that inside corner, and Kennedy thought he made the adjustment to the height, and he should have gotten that pitch. Not missing by much.
Duffy with his lead at first. Alonso holding him tight. Got him.
Andy Freedom right across the letters. Just country hardballs him right through the top of the strike zone. And that's the swing and miss that stays with you if you're a hitter, and that caution at bat.
Oakey with an RBI single in the third. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Padres are playing normal death. I mean, they're not backing up here. Ball that finds a gap here is going to be an easy score for Duffy with 2 outs.
Hit to right field, and Kemp is playing him there, and that'll end the inning. Through 5, it's 5-1 Padres.
That's right. Tuesday, May 19th and 20th. They're both 7:15 games. And the final game of the series is a May 21st Thursday afternoon game with first pitch going off at 12:45. You need tickets. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
5-1 Padres when it's time for a change. The Expedia Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
George Cantos in for the 13th time this year. We'll talk about the great start that he has had coming into this season. And he has really been throwing the ball well.
Spangenberg takes a call strike. 1 inning hurt the Giants. That was the third. And Spangenberg opened up that inning with a base hit.
Ooh, almost gets him. Wow. Little boat, big boat.
Yeah. There's a winner and loser in that one.
Yep.
And another hit for Spangenberg. That's his third of the game. Giants haven't quite figured him out today.
No. Padres, who were absolutely quiet for the first 2 games of this series, did not score a run. 12 hits today as we enter the 6th inning.
Yeah, they're acting like they're a little ticked off. Kemp is 1 for 3. And he takes a strike. Contos to Kemp. Here it is. Runner goes inside. Susak's throw. No chance. First steal of the year for Spangenberg.
Boy, he had a great jump. Talk about his ability to steal a base, and he shows it very well in that regard. And Conto's going to have to pay close attention at second base because he could absolutely go again.
One and two.
As soon as he stole the base, it changed everything for Contos. He went for trying to pitch for a ground ball to the strikeout mode, which is what he's in right now. Amazing what 90 feet will do in the mind of a pitcher as to how he'll try and pitch a guy, and as to how a hitter will try and hit a pitcher.
Got him. Threw him the same pitch. Warriors Playoff Central pre and post and Sportsnet Central coverage. Game 3 coverage will begin on Saturday at 4 p.m. right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. CSNBayarea.com. Here's Upton, who's walked 3 times in this game.
Witness protection?
Yep, absolutely. If you're in witness protection, you can't give clues as to who your favorite team is, so you wear a Warriors cap, when really you're a massive Giants fan. You can't give out those clues.
Yeah, he's giving it up.
Foul back.
I mean, I could see the witness protection look 2 nights ago when it was a little chilly out here, but today is nice. You don't really need the witness protection look
Unless
you're in witness protection.
Correct. No balls and 1 strike. Got foul, nothing in 2. Marlins in town tomorrow night. There's a game of 8 from last man. Witness protection. Nope. Nope.
Sun protection program.
Oh, and 2 to Upton.
Good 0-2 pitch. I mean, he's got that slider working today, and he knows it. I mean, that has always been his kill pitch. And when he showed up at the big leagues, he was a 2-pitch guy, a 4-seam fastball, and this slider. I mean, that's when you have count leverage as a pitcher, and you're on top of a guy 0-2. That's a good pitch to throw, but you get a lot of strikeouts of that. Boy, I mean, I can't believe the pitches today that Upton has taken. A lot of really quality pitches thrown earlier in the game when Heston was out there that he just spit on. I mean, he knows his strike zone right now. I mean, when a guy is that dialed with power, you kind of steer clear of him. Don't let him beat you.
Tap to third for Duffy. So Upton retired.
Well, if you're an infielder on the left side of the infield and the ball is hit to you in front of that runner at second base, you got to make sure that he stays at second. And all you have to do, catch the ball and look him back. Just one little quick look. and that'll freeze that runner with less than 2 outs. So all you young infielders,
pay attention to him a little bit.
Just a look right there, just a quick look.
Here's Alonso. Alonso has hurt the Giants today. He's got a couple of hits. And he takes just outside. 2 balls in this strike. And a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Giants play Alonso deep on the right side of the infield. Brandon Belt, Joe Panic, respecting the pull power.
Close. But it's a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Got a right-hander on deck, Jed Jerko. And an open base with 2 outs here. Really 2 open bases, but with a right-hander on deck, this doesn't have to pitch a whole lot in the strike zone here to Alonso. So that's good game management there by Cantos. Not a situation where he just had to lay one in there and hope for the best. This situation here where Jed Jerko will try and bushwhack. He'll look for something here on a first pitch and expect him to be very aggressive.
Jerko hits one on the ground on 1 hop to Duffy. Side retired. 2 runners stranded. Panic, Pagan, and Belt coming up.
On Saturday, if they're coming out to the Giants game, because it's super cool. It's Hunter Pence. It's the Hunter Pence bobblehead. It is presented by PG&E, and not only will they get this, they also get to take a look at PG&E's solar suitcase that will be on display in the fan lot on Saturday. So pick up your bobblehead and then go check out this solar suitcase. It provides energy and electricity to countries all over the world that need help. So cool day on Saturday. Even the tongue's hanging out. It's perfect. Dwayne?
Yeah. Amy always picks out the highlights of the bobbleheads, and that was her highlight.
It's a good one.
Here's Panic. Panic on the ground to second, and Jerko is there. You saw the bobblehead, the catch. Here is the catch. And it was a terrific catch.
Such a difficult catch. I mean, and it really was one of the better ones we've ever seen, given the set of circumstances and the difficulty as to how that ballpark was playing at the time. And he had to go a long way to get over there. Tongue out, eyes on the ball. Nailed it.
Here's Pagan, who takes a called strike. Pence getting close to maybe doing a rehab. Pagan takes wide.
A day off today, resume his responsibilities again tomorrow. He's getting close.
Outside to Pagan, 2 balls and 1 strike.
I'd be willing to bet that he's got a chance to be in that Dodger series when the Giants come back out this road trip. I mean, it could happen as quickly as that.
Inside, 3-1.
You know, the one thing I'm wondering when Pence comes back, if he's going to wear a protective piece on his arm. I mean, that's way down the arm. A lot of guys aren't comfortable with that. Oh, here, right above the wrist, about 4 inches above the wrist. The only bone. Broke it. I don't know.
3-2 pitch to payoff to Pagan, and Pagan flips one to left, and diving is Upton, and he makes the catch.
Well, it's been a game of inches today. Wow, nice play.
But he had one.
I did too. I mean, I didn't know that Upton could close on this thing quick enough. Watch how low to the ground he gets to get this thing. Sliding into it. Reaching out with a backhander in front of him, that's a tough play. It's the big leagues. I mean, he had room to spare.
Here's Belt, the 1-0 to Belt, and Belt fouls it out of play.
Batting average now 250. Been a steady climb. Belt still looking for home run number 1 on the year.
Crawford on deck. Overshift is on, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-2. He hits it high and deep to right. Kemp back. It is off the bricks, and it rolls on the warning track, and Belt's going to have a triple. Some ways this park will help you offensively. In other ways, it won't.
He can't hit a ball any harder than that. That's 2 times he's taken on the wall today in right field. Fastball up above the belt, and he just nuts it. Kemp going back. It's just a matter of where the carom's going to go. And once it got away from Kemp, an easy 3-bagger. But he's leaving the box right there thinking he's got a home run.
Crawford a half swing.
I'm picking that changeup up and see where it hits. Right down in the number 8 archway.
Way outside to Crawford. Crawford today is 0 for 2, a fly ball and a pop-up. And the 1-1 to Crawford, and Crawford swings and misses 1-2.
So Kennedy going after Crawford with soft stuff. Change-ups, curveballs. It's a big pitch right here in this game for the Giants.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. 5th strikeout. We'll head to the 7th. Dealer. Heston and Kennedy today, and it was Kennedy who has won the battle. Amarisa's got 3 hits. Duffy's got 2 hits. It was the 3rd inning where the Padres scored all of their runs.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be Javier Lopez, 13th time that he has come in. Take a look at his numbers. Off to a nice start through 12 games. 5 2/3 innings in those 12 games. Going to get a chance to throw a whole inning here. Face some righties.
And here's Amarista, who takes a strike.
Yep. Love that beard, Dad.
Yeah, don't get rid of this, Dad. Down low to Amarista. 3 for 3. 2 singles and a double. Skies one out into left field for Nori Aoki, and that is out number 1. And that'll bring to the plate the catcher, Austin Hedges.
Well, grab some pie and meat. Gamer Babes Baseball. I like that sign.
Here's Hedges, 1 for 3, and he takes wide. Kennedy on deck. It's 5-1 Giants. Giants have had a couple of opportunities to make a dent into this lead. It's hit out of play. Out of play again, 1-2.
For Javier Lopez, telling the story about the lost changeup that he kind of got away from, had it for most of his career and hadn't really come back to throwing it for the last couple of years. Threw a lot of them this spring. A great pitch to right-handers.
Inside corner, got him.
Fastball. So the slow stuff sets up the hard stuff, kind of pitches it backwards and uses the fastball to finish him off. And Austin Hedges, rookie, first start in the big leagues. Grab some pie and meat.
Here's Kennedy, who's 0 for 2. By the way, tomorrow night it'll be Tim Hudson against Dan Herron. There's a strike to Kennedy. Tim Lincecum on Friday against Jared Kozart. The Sunday is a night game, a 6:05 start, and that'll be Madison Bumgarner against David Phelps. On the ground and a base hit for Kennedy, his first of the year. And that'll bring up Will Myers, and closing out the series on Sunday will be Ryan Vogelsong against Matt Latos. Bring your babe and bring your glove. How about that?
Bring your boiler.
Myers is 1 for 4. And here he takes wide. Line drive, base hit, maybe in the alley. Cutting it off, and almost cutting it off is Maxwell. That's going to allow Kennedy to score. And Myers has a triple. So close.
Well, you're right. I mean, it's so close. This is the one thing about Triple's Alley is once it gets by, and this thing was right towards the deepest part of the alley. And Maxwell knew what was at stake. Had he been able to cut it off, probably would have been able to stop the runner. Remember, it was a pitcher who was the lead runner on this. But once it gets by him, an easy score and an easy take a third for Myers.
In this game for the Padres, 18 base runners. 18.
There's not been a 1-2-3 inning today for the Giants.
Spangenberg is 3 for 4. Machinow headed out of the Giants dugout. It's 6-1. And the walk.
A source of frustration there for Javier Lopez. Get left-hander up there ahead of some right-handed power, and you can't throw a strike. And it happens. And it happens to guys who are really good with their command. So I think it's a good time for Susac to go out and calm the veteran down.
Kemp is 1 for 3 lifetime against Javier Lopez.
You see Gene Machi heating up.
And a strike to Kemp.
Our roving camera, where is it at?
That Mulrooney.
Frankie, he'll walk like 30 miles during the course of a game with that camera.
Frankie, we need a shot from the big ridge. Not a problem.
Camera he carries about 30 pounds.
Nice block by Susac. 1 and 2 now to Kemp. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Padres pick up a run. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Work to do for the Giants. Check out MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 13 years. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Here's Maxwell. Giants trail by 5 in this one. Maxwell is 0 for 2. And here he takes a load. . Maxwell, Susac, Duffy. Pitch number 88 for Kennedy. And it's rolled to short. Amarista charging and throwing. And that'll bring up Susac, who this is not just today, but in his career against Kennedy, been able to pick up anything Kennedy throws.
No, he's not seeing him. Nothing too about Kennedy today. I mean, 6 of the 7 innings that he's gone out there and started the inning, he's been able to get out number 1. The only time the Giants got a leadoff runaround was in the 4th, a single by Joe Panik. But when you don't see a guy, man, it's a rough day. You mentioned the lifetime matchups between Kennedy and Susac. It's been all Kennedy.
That'll be a souvenir down the right field line. Susac towards the hole. Amarista cuts it off. And now Kennedy on cruise control, and that'll bring up Duffy. This little guy can care less.
Nope. With his dad, got his hat on, just got fed, diapers just got changed. Life is good.
It's the original bobblehead, isn't it?
Yeah. They really are bobbleheads at that age.
Come on, don't leave me hanging.
Yeah, I can't leave the old man hanging.
Jeez. Here's Duffy who takes the strike. Dad's got to force the issue if that happens. Oh, and 2 to Duffy. Duffy on the ground, and it's right at Alonso. And Kennedy with a 1-2-3 7th. Upton's going to lead things off at 6-1.
Brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
It's a 6-1 ball game. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Gene Machi, the new pitcher now for the Giants, 14th game that he's been in. 1-0 with a 2.03 ERA. 14 base runners allowed, 13 and a third. Good numbers. League hitting 188 against them. And interestingly, lefties are doing a whole lot less with the bats than the righties.
So here's Upton facing Machi. And it's down low. Upton is 0 for 1 with 3 walks. And a breaking ball for a strike.
Got his glove, he's ready.
So Machi having a good year. And that pitch is down low. Three-one pitch to Upton, and Upton takes his 4th walk of the day. All right, let's go to Amy G. Amy.
All right, gentlemen, tomorrow the Giants welcome in the Miami Marlins for a 4-game series. That means Michael Morse is coming to town. Bruce Bochy, before the game today, said he's really looking forward to catching up with Michael. He played such a pivotal role in the Giants' success last season, and he's really looking forward to giving him his World Series ring. Now, we're going to be covering the whole thing live when Michael receives his ring. Tune into Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area at 6:30 so you don't miss a beat. Gentlemen?
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier. It will be fun to see Michael Morse, and Morse has got to be absolutely psyched to get his World Series ring.
Well, you may ask, why don't they just send the ring to him? Well, they'd rather hand it to him. They'd rather look right into his eyes when he opens up the box and sees that ring for the first time. It's a great thrill, it really is. And it's just kind of a tradition in baseball.
As they will do to Pablo Sandoval when Boston Red Sox come into Oakland. Stretch would be unhappy with that right now.
He had it. He had it. He had it. You bring your glove, you're a hero. Now,
runner goes. Susak's throw is in the dirt. I think it may have hit Upton. And for Upton, that'll be his 5th steal of the year.
Upton with a good jump. On the left side, it looked like it got him in the ribs. And he almost reached down and picked it up. That was the instinct. But then he thought better. You're right, Pablo Sandoval will get his when the Red Sox play the A's.
And that pitch is outside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike.
But I think it's a great tradition. I do feel that it's the type of thing that when you get it, and you want to have somebody that you know, somebody that you respect, hand it to you. Not that I have anything against the UPS guy giving it to you, but I just think it's a little more personable when the president of an organization hands it over to you, or a manager or a general manager.
By the way, the Red Sox will be in Oakland on May 11th. So that's when Pablo Sandoval will get his ring. And then that'll be his 3rd World Series ring. Back-to-back walks here in the 8th. That will be a no hard feelings from the Giants to Pablo given him his ring.
No, nor should it ever be. Instrumental in 3 championships here.
Jerko takes a strike.
Yep. One of the few players that has rings from all of those championships.
Jerko rolls it foul.
And the guys that were around for all 3, I mean, that's something that they all revere. The fact that they're in that little club.
Little fraternity.
Buster there, of course.
Buster spent a half a year with the Giants, and maybe more than a half a year in 2010. There's an MVP.
Yep.
It's nice that he could come out and watch the Giants today. Steph Curry. I said last night at the at Oracle, Steph Curry, they gave him his MVP award, and on the video board was a message from Buster Posey that went over very well, from what I understand.
Well, from one MVP to another, I think that's pretty special.
Jerko takes inside.
Well, let's wish Steph and the rest of the Warriors all the best on Saturday. Today at travel day.
Is that when it is?
Saturday. Headed back to Memphis.
2-2 to Jerko. Out of play. Struck well, but foul. Do you have a time on that game, Mike?
No, I don't.
Just seeing if I can fit that into my schedule.
Well,
Giants are playing Miami that night. That's an NBC Bay Area game at 6 o'clock. Around 5 o'clock, I'm being told. Our crack staff up here in the booth giving us the information. I'm not sure what coin we should use.
but hey, it's information we're going with. There's BI. And you say, what does BI stand for?
A ball into the gap. And it's a one-hopper up against the wall, and it's going to knock in one, and that's Upton, and it's now 7-1. Machi having a rough go of it. A couple of walks now and a double.
He was not brought in his usual sharpness. And with that swing, about Jeremy Affeldt heading down to the Giants bullpen to get going. And Dave Righetti going to take a little time and give Affeldt a few throws.
Speaking of the Warriors, it's pre and post on Sportsnet Central coverage. Game 3 coverage, 4 p.m. right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. That's an hour's worth of coverage before tip-off.
So BI stands for ball into the gap.
Yeah. Well, it certainly doesn't stand for any information that he's quick to get when we need it.
BI, bogus information. But one of the best.
So here's Amarista now with the infield in. And Amarista, it's a slow roller to Panic. Panic's going to go home. And that's a bad move. It's coming in to score is Jerko.
So a fielder's choice for Amarista. And you can tell what Panic's thinking as this ball's in front of him. Alonso does not have great speed. But just a little bit of an open lane right there. And Susak cannot go out and get the ball and swipe tag him on the backside.
I believe I said Jerko. It was Alonso who scored. Jerko goes to third. So here's Hedges. And Hedges takes a strike.
I mean, there's still nobody out. Total strikeout situation here for Gene Machi.
Pagan in center field will camp underneath this one. He will make the catch, and Jerko will score. So 1 out, 3 runs in here in the 8th.
Good job, Jed. Good job.
Hedges with his second RBI of the game. So Solarte is going to pinch hit. Solarte started the first 2 games in this series. Both at first base, made a critical error last night. And he's 2 for 7. And a strike. It's amazing how you can roll along for a month or 5 weeks into the season as a reliever and have 1 bad outing, and it kind of wipes out everything you did statistically. This is skied out into center field for Pagan. 2 out.
Well, you're right. I mean, and it's going to take you a month to wear it back down to where it was. It's tough. You know, when you're going out there and you're pitching an inning or a portion of an inning, it seems like it takes you forever to take your ERA down. See Machi's ERA at 3.86 at the start of the game. It was 2.03. So it's gone up almost 2 points with the 3 spot he's allowed here.
With Myers, who takes low. Padres will start a 4-game series tomorrow night in Arizona. So the Padres are going to get the D-backs after this long doubleheader today in Colorado, where it's 13-6 in the 9th inning with Arizona leading. Myers takes low, 2-0.
That is a long day of baseball.
It's a long day, you bet. I mean, not sure when the second game is going to start, but if they clear out the park, then it's going to start a little later. Myers takes a strike. It's 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
And that's the forkball that we're so used to seeing Machi throw. A swing and miss forkball for righties and lefties. Starts off at about shoulder high, and by the time the catcher gets to it, it's below the knees.
Look out. That one got away from him. It's 3-2.
And he's just a little out of whack today, and everything is just hasn't quite been there for him at the end of his release point. Normally, when you see Machi come into a game, you're not worried about throwing strikes. He's got great command of it. Today, a couple walks. A lot of location mistakes. And it's cost him.
Runner goes, and that's rolled foul past Glenn Hoffman.
We need a better effort from Barry Weiss, our ball dude. Very serious business. All right, Barry, here you go. Let's take a look. Replay. I got this one. I've got this one. Ooh. Close the glove a little too soon.
Three and 2. That foul will do it again.
Here's Mom. Brought her son. Good seats. Not leaving early.
Not happy. 3 and 2.
Tying a baseball uni. I never thought of that. Pretty good look, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Runner goes. Base hit. Left field. Third hit for Myers. And the hits just keep coming now for the Padres. And here comes Bruce Bochy. And Affeld's going to come in. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back. Right after the game. 9-1 Padres.
So Jeremy Affeld gets into this ball game and he inherits 2 runners on, 2 outs here in the 8th inning. I'll take a look at the numbers for Affeld. 0-1 with a 1.42 ERA. Going to come in here and try and end this inning and prevent those 2 runners that he's inheriting from scoring. always means a lot for a reliever to come in and protect another reliever, which is what he's trying to do.
And Spangenberg takes a pitch low, 1-0.
Bumgarner panic.
Tap foul. Spangenberg's had 3 singles in this game. One and two.
Fastball right above the hands at 90. Go right back up there again. You can break them on the dirt. And occasionally last year we would see Affelt break out the forkball to lefties. 2 ways he can strike you out.
Just inside.
Brandon Maurer is going to be the pitcher for the Padres in the bottom of the 8th. Had to wait a long time down there in that bullpen.
Tapped. Affelt will barehand it and throw, and they got him, and a nice play by Affelt to end the inning. 3 runs on the board. It's a 9-1 lead for the Padres. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
There's the new pitcher, Brandon Maurer, coming in. 1-0 with a 3.75 ERA. 11th game that he's been in.
And he's facing Casey McGee. And McGee pops the first pitch up. And that's 1 out.
Well, it is Willie Mays' birthday today, and we are celebrating, and we're going to take another look at the great career. And this is our McDonald's True Story, September 22nd, 1969.
Hold on, it's deep to left. That one is way back, way back, way back. Well, by number 600 for Willie Mays, and the bye-bye Baby Bonanza. And the Giants come to home plate to greet him. Number 600 for Mays. He hit it over the 370-foot mark. A standing ovation here in San Diego for Willie.
Well, he was pinch hitting for George Foster. Did not start that game. It was the last game of a road trip. They were going to try and save him to have him do it in front of the hometown favorite. But yet he pinch hits off of Mike Corkins, his 600th home run, the 7th inning blast, a 2-run shot. And it was the winning margin in a 4-2 Giants victory. And that's our McDonald true story. So happy birthday, Willie Mays.
There's Aoki who takes the ball. Two and one. Nori Aoki with a hit in the 3rd inning. Here he lifts this one off the left, and it's going to be Upton who puts it away. And that'll bring up Panic.
Bauer's got good stuff. He can give you mid to high 90s with his velocity. Curveball, slider, changeup guy. Big fella, 6'5", 220. Throws like a guy 6'5", 220. Hard.
Panic takes wide. He's 1 for 3. Gregor Blanco has grabbed a bat. He's on deck. Optimistic Giants fan with the rally cap. That's out of play. 41,060 were here throughout most of the ball game. Many have left. Maybe beat traffic on a Wednesday afternoon. Timeout is called as that ball, a ball squirted out onto the field from the bullpen. Lifted out to Kemp in right field, and that's going to end the inning. So Mauer, a nice 8th inning. And now we will head to the 9th. And Yosmedo Petit's coming into the game.
And Ian Kennedy would be that gentleman today. 7 strong innings from Kennedy. 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run allowed, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Padres had lost the first 2 games of this series. Ian Kennedy trying to stop the losing streak. And he pitched beautifully for 7. He's our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Yusmeiro Petit now coming into this ball game, 10th time that he has been in a game.
And here he's facing Matt Kemp. Kemp is 1 for 5. He's doubled in the 3rd inning. Here he bounces this one to Duffy. Duffy gets a tough hop and he throws him out.
Not a problem.
Hard to get 6 at bats in a 9-inning game, but that's what Kemp just did. Arias now at short. Blanco in center field. Here's Upton, who has walked 4 times today. And he looks at a strike.
Upton off to a great start with the Padres. Hitting 297 with 7 home runs, 21 RBIs, and you can see why. I mean, his power numbers will go up when he's getting good pitches to hit. And what we've seen in this series is, I mean, he has not gone out and chased much out of the strike zone.
Pops this one back and out of play.
It all starts with get a good pitch to hit. That's something that's told to hitters around baseball constantly by hitting instructors, teammates, managers. Get a good pitch to hit. It just seems so simple.
Down low to Upton.
So you ready for the Miami Marlins?
The Marlins, absolutely.
4-gamer. The last 4 games of this 10-game homestand.
Upton pops this one up. It'll be Panic in shallow right field. Panic puts it away. Here's Alonso. Alonso's been on base 4 times. And a duck boat.
Jake Peavy has one of those.
Have you ever seen a duck in any of those?
No.
A pitch down low. So what? That would be because of land and sea? A duck boat?
Well, yeah. Because ducks are, they walk on the land, they swim in the water. I get the whole deal.
Strike.
Giants for the second 10-game homestand. And, 10-game homestands here at AT&T Park feel like about 6 days. Now you get 10-day road trip. Now that feels like at least 2 weeks. Giants get 2 of those. 1 in August, the beginning of August, 1 at the beginning of September.
And now the A's, I pay attention to this because of my brother. This is their second, they're on their second 10-day road trip. That's a long time. That feels like 3 weeks.
It does. Coliseum where the A's play.
Blanco's coming in, and now he'll slow down. And Petit with a nice 9th inning. Bottom of the 9th coming up for the Giants. Blanco will lead things off. Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Giancarlo Stanton. And the Marlins coming into town. And the Marlins lost this afternoon in Washington by a final of 7-5. Check us out tomorrow night. 9-1 Padres. It's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Frank Garces, the left-hander, the only left-hander in the Padres bullpen, coming out for an inning of work. Garces was recalled from AAA team El Paso Chihuahuas yesterday. Had it going down there. He actually started the season with the Padres at the big league level, and then they got sent out. Padres opened up the series, and they had 7 right-handers in the bullpen. So Garces, low 3/4 release, a cut and sink the fastball, got a change up, a little roundhouse breaking ball.
And Blanco's going to take a strike.
90-ish fastball, high 80s, more high 80s than 90s, but get up there pretty good.
Out of play.
So the El Paso team is now the Chihuahuas. They used to be the Diablos when you and I were in the Texas League.
Yeah. Years and years ago when we were in the minor leagues, whatever affiliate you were the team that the major league teams. You were the Fresno Giants, right? The Phoenix Giants.
Midland Cubs, Quincy Cubs.
But these towns started to figure out that they could sell their own merchandise, right? They could sell their own team's hats. The Lansing Lugnuts.
Hank Greenwald's favorite.
Blanco waves at a pitch in the dirt. And he's retired.
Don't forget the Richmond Flying Squirrels, the Giants AA club. That's a good one. Well, check out Sportsnet Central today after Giants postgame live right here at Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Got Ahmad Fareed and David Feldman. Well, they'll host highlights from this one, clubhouse reaction. Also, analysis of the Warriors game, last night's loss. And they're going to celebrate the Sehe Kid's 84th birthday. So all that and more on Sportsnet Central today, right after Giants postgame live.
So here's Belt. And Belt, who's got a couple of hits, a couple of extra base hits, takes a ball. Guys are headed to the Gotham Club right after the game.
Yep. Stays open about an hour and 15 minutes after every game. Maybe a little bit more, depending on the crowd.
Foul back.
I have to take you up there.
Yeah, we're going to do a game from there.
Well, that's the plan. That's our plan. We haven't really suggested it to anybody. But
I noticed we threw that out there, and nobody came running to say that's a good idea.
They kind of said, yeah, well, dream on, Red Rider.
There's the 1-1 pitch to Belt. Inside corner strike, 1-2.
Well, we can dream, can't we?
Yeah, I mean, don't you reach a certain point where you suggest it and it happens?
Yeah. John Miller, who's a Hall of Famer now, he's reached that point. Us, we're just mere mortals. And our request fell on deaf ears.
Outside the Belt, 2-2. Two pitch. Here it is to Brandon Belt. Belt fouls it off.
So I played for the Bradenton Cubs, Key West Conks, Midland Cubs, Wichita Arrows.
There's a few there. Belt takes low.
You're the Reno Silver Sox.
Silver Sox, that's right. Oklahoma City 89ers.
89ers.
San Antonio Brewers. Which franchise do you think was in there before us and they left the unis?
Yeah.
Three and two to Belt. And the walk.
Tell you what, though, when you're in the rookie league and you come into professional baseball, it was a big deal to play for the Bradenton Cubs because you got to wear a big league uni, literally a big league uni. You got all the hand-me-downs, and you didn't care. You were wearing a big league uniform. Now, it would have been the same if you were like the Lansing Lugnuts was your first professional team. I mean, putting on a Giants uniform for the first time as a professional player, it's not the same as putting on a Lugnuts deal.
Here's Arias. Belt's going to go, and it's rolled foul. The Lansing Lugnuts would actually sounds more like a beer and sweatshirt league on a Sunday morning.
Yeah. Remember Dick Ruthven?
Yeah, of course.
At Fresno State. He went right to the big leagues. And then he got sent down, and he got sent down to Toledo, and they were the Mud Hens.
Belt goes again, and it's fouled out of play. Yeah, but that name was fairly famous.
Yeah, but if you have to take your first professional baseball picture with the Mudhead logo on, I mean,
I agree.
Not that I have anything against the Mud Hens. I always thought that was a pretty cool name.
Arias, a little pop-up into center field. Amarista's going to get there and make the catch. And that'll bring up Maxwell. So here's Maxwell. Maxwell is 0 for 3. And a strike, and Belt goes, and nobody cares.
Defensive indifference, no stolen base. I think that's a good rule.
Two 2-0. Susak on deck.
Just not going to reward a guy if they're not, for the most part. I mean, a 9-1 ball game, a guy decides to go, and, you know.
It's always going to be from the losing team.
Yeah.
2-0 pitch. Here it is to Maxwell. He bounces this one to Amarista. And that's the ball game. Maxwell hustling down the line. So the final game of the series goes to the Padres, and the Padres, who really had struggled in the first two games of this series offensively, got things going in the third inning where they scored 5 times, and that was really the difference of the game.
Well, you're right. I mean, it was one bad inning from Chris Heston, and he just could not seem to get out of the third inning. We have not seen him have many bad innings, but today the game kind of caught up to him. So it was a stop job for me and Kennedy, and the Padres managed this out in one game.
So on this homestand, now the Giants are 5-1, and now they'll welcome in the Florida Marlins. Final score: Padres 9, Giants 1. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews, and the wrap starts right now.